What's up everyone, I'm Roxy. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to start a journal or how to journal, because I mentioned in my last few videos that journaling has become so important to me and has really helped me change my life. It's something that gives me so much mental clarity. It makes me find out what's really going on and not just something surface level. So it really helps me to dig deep within myself and within my soul to find out what is going on and what the real issue is, especially when I feel overwhelmed and very stressed out and I'm not sure how to fix things. Journaling really helps me to get a new perspective. Honestly, now I find that whenever I have a problem or whenever something is bothering me in my life, I pull out my journal, get my pen, and I just start writing every single thing that comes to my mind, and that really helps me gain a new perspective, and a new perspective can make a huge difference. So I'm going to share with you a few tips, and then I'm going to share with you my technique and how I journal. My first tip is, of course, to have a journal or have a special book that you're going to call your journal. You don't want to be journaling on random pieces of paper all over the place. You want to have a very specific book that is going to be your journal. So I have a ton of beautiful notebooks, but my journal that I'm using right now is one from It's Pretty Productive, and it's actually a custom journal. So it is this beautiful palm leaf and elephant pattern, because elephants are my favorites and I'm obsessed with palm leaves, and it's just a good size that I like, and it's very easy for me to carry around in my bags and stuff. So it's really any notebook that you like that you feel really inspired to write in. And whenever I feel to journal and I look at this book, I feel really inspired, and it helps me to open up and get my feelings and emotions out onto paper. My next tip is to find a pen that you absolutely love to write with. I'm one of those people that if I don't have a nice pen, I would not feel inspired to write at all. So my favorite color ink is black ink. So that is what I use in my journal. And I have specific pens that I like. I like black inky pens. So there's one from Bic that I really love, and then there's one from Pilot Friction that I love, and I will have the pens that I like linked down below. These write really smoothly. And the thing about the Pilot erasable pen is that it's erasable. So if you make a mistake, you can just erase it. So I love those pens, and I mean, it could be any pen that you like, any color that you like. It's just all about being inspired to actually journal. Next tip is to have a journaling space, but this is actually very optional because you can journal wherever you want, wherever you feel like. If you need to just get your emotions out, you can journal. But if you want, you can have like a desk area or maybe a special space in your room, maybe on your bed, wherever. So it just gets you into that ritual of journaling and helps you to feel really settled and calm. My next journal tip is to not feel pressure to journal. Don't feel like if you have to do this every single day. If you want to do it every day, by all means go ahead, but you don't have to feel pressured. Journaling is not like a chore, it's not mandatory. You know, you don't have to like overwork yourself to be like, oh my god, if I don't journal today, I'm gonna lose my mind. No, you don't have to be like that. It can literally be any time that you feel inspired, or you feel like if you need to journal, or if you just feel that compulsion to journal, you can go ahead and do it. But definitely don't make it into a chore or something that is forced, because then you're gonna lose all of the enjoyment, and then you'll just be like, oh, journal time. And you don't want to ever think like that. Journaling should just come really natural. So even if you don't journal for months, or if you don't journal for weeks, at least you're journaling when you want to, and not make it a huge issue where you won't enjoy it. Because journaling really and truly at the end of the day is supposed to be a very natural process where you just let everything out. When you have a journal, honestly, it's a very non-judgmental space. Sure, you can talk to your friends, you can talk to anyone, but in your journal, you don't have to lie to yourself. You can be very raw, very honest with yourself, and your journal is not gonna judge you back. It's not gonna be like, hey Roxy, I'm judging you for this. No, it's not gonna be like that. It's literally going to be such a cleansing, mind-freeing process, and you just get that new perspective and mental clarity that I always talk about when it comes to journaling. If you want to write in your journal every day, and I do recommend that, I would like to write in my journal every day, but I didn't reach that point yet. But if you do want to and you want to remind yourself, you can leave your journal somewhere visible that you'll always be able to see it and grab it and write in it whenever you feel to. At the same time though, you don't want to leave your journal all over the place in the open where someone else will be tempted to read it, because I would die if somebody read my journal. I think it's very sacred, my non-judgmental space, my safe space. So I like to keep my journal where I can see it but not everyone else. So now that I've given you some of my tips for journaling, I'm going to share with you my technique for journaling. So this technique has really helped me, because when I started journaling, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but this method kind of really helped me with my journal. So everyone has different reasons that they journal, but I'm sure that the common reason is that you feel overwhelmed, or that you have a problem and you're not really sure how to fix it, or that you feel kind of stressed. So that is how I use my journal. My journal is actually to help me. It's very, very therapeutic. So my first thing that I always do when I feel like that overwhelming, anxious feeling, I start writing down all of the problems that are wrong. So I'm looking at about 10 problems that I had in the space of a month because I was just feeling so overwhelmed. I wasn't working out, so I wrote that problem down. So I have my list of 10 problems. So once I did that, I started a new page and then I wrote down problem number 1, and then I kind of explained why I was feeling that way, and everything in my mind. I was just really open and honest with myself. So for each problem I had in my first part of journaling, kind of just wrote down all of my feelings as it came into my mind and why I felt this way and everything like that. So in this third part of my technique is just all about writing down all the possible ways that you can fix your problem. How can you make it better? What can you do new? What is your new perspective? So one of my problems were not going to the gym, and my feelings were I just don't feel like if I have time, I don't feel motivated, and my solution was to just learn to just do it and not think about it too much. It's always worth it, and I love how I feel when I get a workout in. When it really comes down to it, you never regret a good workout. So that was my solution, how I kind of fixed my problem. So the fourth part of my journaling technique is to go through your journal about 2 weeks or a month after you wrote down all the things that were bothering you and on your mind, and you will literally will be like, oh my goodness, I got through it so easily. And it's because you went through your problems, you acknowledged why you have these problems, you wrote solutions for it, and now you're looking through it and realizing how far you've come, and you actually feel so accomplished. Because since I wrote about all of these, I'm going to the gym practically every day. And it's all because I wrote in my journal and acknowledged why I feel this way and all of the problems that I had. So another technique is if you don't really have anything bothering you, but you really just want some space for yourself, you can use journal prompts. So this is very useful, especially if you're now starting to journal and you have no idea where to begin and you don't really have any problems or stressors at the moment. So you can use journal prompts, which are basically reflective questions to kind of prompt you or nudge you to write about things. So I actually have a list of journal prompts and it's free on my blog. I will have it linked down below. So if you're new to journaling or you just want to give journaling a try and see how it works for you, you can download the list and you can stick it into your journal, and whenever you want to write, you want some mental clarity or you just feel inspired to use your journal, you can use one of the prompts, and then you might be very surprised at how much you write. Because trust me, I know when you think you have nothing to say or nothing to write down in your journal, I end up with like 6 to 7 pages once I start. So it really just goes to show how much goes on in your mind. So that is all about journaling. I hope that it inspired you, gave you a kind of look into how I journal and how I find journaling useful for me and my personal technique to journal. It definitely has changed my life. I cannot stress this enough, and I really do recommend that you try journaling just one time and see how it goes for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thumbs it up, and don't forget to also subscribe for more lifestyle content. Thank you so very much for watching. It means the world to me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.